And we're back, everybody. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we should be back now. We're going to kind of blitz through these lists because they're finishing up deployment right now.
Yeah, so, thanks for being patient while we got things coming up and running. Right now, we're pulling up Mr. Jonathan's list, who is playing Daughters of Khaine. From what I was told, this is not your standard Daughters of Khaine list. So we're going to take a look at it and see what we're going with. Now, mind you, since there was not a FAQ out yet, or I don't even know if there is one yet, they are using the old Daughters of Khaine book from the previous Daughters of Khaine book and not the current one. So take a look at this. We have some very interesting stuff here. First off, I don't see a Morathi, which is always good to not see on the table. Let's be real here, folks. She's really good. We got Hag Queen, Sacrament of Blood, Slaughter Queen, High Gladiatrix, Hag Queen and Cauldron of Blood. That's fun. I personally don't see those much. And this looks like a lot of Witch Elves. So we have a grand total of a lot of Witch Elves. Sorry, that's looks like 50 there, plus another 20, so that's 90. That's 90 Witch Elves. That is a lot of Witch Elves, folks. And then we got some Heart Renders. Let's see. Looking at this. Sorry, folks. I'm not too familiar with this list, so I'm doing my best here to do some good. Sorry, I can't talk. Lunch made me want to have the itis and go take a nap. Let's see. Where were you? If anybody in chat knows these lists really well, please help me out. Artifact Arcane Tome. I know that one. That makes it a wizard, I think. Arcane Tome? All right, pulling this up now. All right, Daughters of Khaine. Here we go. All right, let's start with this. Temple Der Drachi death. Oh, this is fun. Looks like we're getting improved rend characteristics across the army by friendly Drach Witch Elves. So their Witch Elves are going to be rend +1, which I believe that brings them up to a 3 if I'm... sorry, not a 3, a 2 if I'm not mistaken. And his opponent is James West, who is playing Nurgle, so that'll help get through there. And I took a brief look at James West's list before this, and he is running a good chunk of them chunky Plague Knights. Let's see, which elf? Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we're looking at Witch Elf profile. Sorry, I guess they don't have any rend?
I believe the buff you're talking about, they only get if they charge on that turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure exactly what he's trying to do is take his Witch Elves and his Sisters of Slaughter and buff the hell out of them.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good plan for...
and charge them directly into enemy face.
I like that. I'm not seeing Mind Razor. Are you seeing Mind Razor? That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
All right, everybody. Sorry, we are back. Yeah, he has a couple of Hag Queens, which is going to buff his things. That's the name of the game with Daughters of Khaine. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'm not a Jock player myself, but every time I play against them, you get the heroes throw out a ton of buffs and make the battle line, which by themselves aren't super scary, into something absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, that is true. That makes them absolutely terrifying. And one thing about the previous edition, which again, we're not using the new Battle Tome, they get a lot of rerolls on a lot of things. So they keep on rolling. And our Sisters of Slaughter with the barbed whips, do they have the extended pylon range? I thought they got something like that.
I don't know, but we can always check.
Yeah. and I feel bad because we're not doing this list justice, but when I asked the Jonathan if there's anything specific we wanted to call out in his list, it basically came down, Doc is going to do Doc things, which is kill things.
Which is buff witch elves and kill things.
Yeah, like, so, yeah, this is going to be a good old-fashioned, I run a bunch of screaming half-naked ladies at you, and you have to answer...
The sisters do have a 6-inch pylon, by the way.
And as we saw last game, a 6-inch pylon is no joke. It allows you to do a lot of shenanigans your opponent's not going to expect. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a big killy list that kind of wants to get in and kind of get that momentum and start killing stuff. The only issue with that is he's up against Nurgle, which is kind of the opposite. It's a big stay list that wants to gain momentum by just not dying ever.
Yeah.
So we can jump over and look at, that's
James West.
James West. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
a favorite.
Mr. West.
Look at this list.
Look at it.
It's
Blight Kings.
Yeah, it's Blight Kings. It's the Glottkin. I'm surprised he even has a Glottkin assembled. I don't think I've ever seen this model assembled before, just because it wasn't that good traditionally. Let's see.
So not a whole lot of finesse here.
Hunters of the Heartlands. So that is a bunch of Blight Kings that cannot be roar uwooed. That is 1,000 points of Blight Kings. 1,000 points, folks. Half his army tied up in 20 models. Yep. Against his opponent, who has half his army tied up in like 900 models.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's see. Yeah, we got Hold the Line, and those Blight Kings are battle lines, so they're not gonna get off the battle line anytime soon.
Yeah, let's go ahead and actually hop over to the table because.
Yeah, let's see where we are with.
Now allows counter charge an opponent. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What's up?
Glottkin is a counter charge now.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You may have 6-inch pylon, but I have a counter charge.
To the table because I think these armies are kind of small. Well, the Nurgle one is at least.
Yeah.
So they might already be close to finishing deployment.
I mean, I'm all about body positivity, but I don't know if we can call those putrid Blight Kings small. They have, see what we mean, folks? Like, look at that. That is so many white-haired witch elves on the table. I'm impressed that he owns that many witch elves because I didn't want to have to take a second mortgage out just to buy witch elves. I guess while we're there getting set up, I guess we could talk about the mission we're playing. For those just joining us, we are playing the previous GHB's edition due to the tournament and how it's structured. We are playing First Blood. So it is a weird corner Tetris style deployment.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
Yeah. You can see you can kind of see these orange markers that the Witch Elf player has, and that's denoting his deployment zone. So you can kind of get an idea of where the deployment zones based off of that. We got the Glottkin in the center. He's hanging out with, it looks like 20 of the Blight Kings. The Globe, I just had his name pulled up, is hanging out with another 5. And let's see. What else we got? I think we're rolling for first priority.
Yeah. What's the scoring for this? How many objectives? What's the scoring?
So 3 objectives diagonally across the field in between the deployment zones. It says little tokens on your screen. Looks like one has a silver V and the other 2 are just darker tokens. Victory points. Each player scores victory points at the end of each of their turns. If you hold 1, you get 1 point. If you hold 2, you get another point. If you hold more, you get another point. And then 2 for hold 1, 2 more.
Hold 1, hold 2, hold more? All right.
Pretty simple. Let's see. There's got to be some shenanigans here. It doesn't look like... Oh, vantage point at the start of each battle round after the players have received their start of round command points. Second turn player picks 1 objective to be the vantage point.
Oh, this is the vantage point one.
Yeah, so... yeah, just an extra command point if you hold the high ground. Much like Anakin learned. He should have done all-out defense.
Just going through Jonathan's Daughters of Khaine list again, kind of picking through it on Wahhapi and everything. He took Arcane Tome, obviously, to make his general, the Hag Queen and the Cauldron of Blood, a wizard.
Okay.
She has the Feet of Shadows, so basically makes it so she can fly and move 16, which is pretty speedy. But also being a priest, that's a technical term in Age of Sigmar. She can basically give any friendly jock unit within 14 the ability to reroll failed wards from their fanatical faith.
That's right.
Kind of, allegiance ability. Yeah, so like Jeff said, old book, a lot of rerolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we apologize for the wobbling. It's kind of where they had us set up for the event. It's on a wobbly stage on a wobbly table. So we have done our best to mitigate it, but I do apologize for the actual wobble. Anytime someone walks around on the stage, our whole rig wobbles, and there's not like a whole lot that we can do about it. But while the players are kind of setting up and doing all their things, we might actually be in turn 1. We'll check with the pit grot. Jake.
I think he's doing some priesty stuff right now.
Oh, yeah. But while they're doing that, if you're just joining us, this is the Texas Masters GT Invitational, where we crown the best player in Texas, essentially, or anyone who has come to Texas events to gather enough kind of points to be invited to the Invitational.
Yeah, because Tom traveling from California to make sure he gets in here.
Yeah, Tom Guan traveling from California. Yeah, and if you like what we're doing and you want to see more, make sure to follow us, hit us up, subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, etc. It's all at Weird Knobs.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be around.
We do have a website too, weirdknobs.com, and if you scroll down, there is a direct link to our Discord. So if you want to pop in, chat with some fellow Age of Sigmar nerds, it's a great place to do it. We all love the game, and we're happy to chat about it a lot. Do Nurgle still summon trees?
Yes.
Do they start with trees on the table?
Don't believe so anymore. They might. We can find out.
Yeah.
I think you might get one, and then you summon more later.
Can you hide the score screens? Maybe there's a tree down south behind the Glottkin, being hidden by our scores tab. Oh, yep, there it is.
Yep, there is is that a little tree down there?
I think that's a tree. I don't know what else it'd be.
That is true.
There's,
I don't know what else it would be.
yeah, there's the Glottkin globe, and then the 20 blue keys. So yeah, I think that is.
Yeah, they start with one tree. I was
cool. That's good.
Singular tree.
think we might be out of the hero phase. I just saw a dice roll measuring from a model. Not 100% sure what's going on, folks. It's again, we apologize. We're doing our best to just observe.
Oh, right. Yeah, we just actually witnessed the roll-off. Looks like Daughters of Khaine, round 1, ferocious advance.
Oh man, I mean, who didn't see that coming? Now, do we know if they can run and charge?
I do not, but we can find out.
Yes.
We have the technology.
Yes, we have. Sorry, Steven has the technology. He's over there with like 5 laptops, and I'm here working on a scratch piece of paper and a phone, trying to figure out what things do. Man, that is a beautiful dock army. Like, I really wish this y'all could see it, but with this angle is not doing it justice. But it is a very beautiful army. I went up there, talked to the players beforehand, just kind of wanted to see how they wanted their stuff represented. And yeah, no, both these armies are choice. I'm sure that we're gonna have some photos up later. Either we or Matt Taylor, the organizer of this tournament, will have something up. We'll see. We'll try to get you some pictures of those armies that they are choice. Also, I gotta say, Jonathan bringing the real tech, magnetized movement trays. Look at that. Those are metal bottoms.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I don't think they get run and charge on the Witch Elves or the Blood or the Sisters of Slaughter, unless there's a buff from one of the Hag Queens or his.
Yeah.
What's the other thing that he has?
Blood Hag.
High Gladiatrix.
Nice.
Or the Slaughter Queen.
This is round 1 for Old Doc with the table, so they get reroll run rolls of 1. Do they get reroll? They may get reroll charge rolls of 1. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, like I said, since this is the Old Doc book, it is a little hard to find Old Doc rules unless we actually have the book in front of us.
Yeah, from the Blood Rites, right?
Yes.
Yes, they get a bunch of stuff from that actually.
Oh yeah. Somebody over here playing with the lighting here.
Everybody in the event hall froze because I thought Urquhart had cut our power.
Yep. Which in Urquhart's defense, that's their job. And they're supposed to make sure the power grid doesn't collapse.
Right, they can run and charge from the musician. I totally
okay.
It's a special unit inside of it.
Oh.
Yeah, the musician. They can still run and charge. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So you were right. I thought you were right.
Yeah,
but I couldn't find any ruling on it.
I've gotten my butt beat by Matt Robish enough times with this army and the old book that I should have the rules beaten into me because they keep on beating me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Matt does.
Measuring out some charges right now, trying to go into those Blight Kings over there on the right side of the screen, or trying to stay out of range. No, he's just pulling them off the movement tray. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he did his ferocious advance with some combination of.
Yeah, I'm guessing those 3 units down there.
Big sad. Yeah. Yeah, with some combination of these units in here.
Yeah.
The ferocious advance.
Well, we're probably looking at the 20 brick, the 10 brick, and then the cauldron would be my best guess.
Yeah, essentially.
Because they are within the inches of each other.
God, Yeah, this literally is just like an enormous amount of witch elves.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like this list is there's honestly, from what I've seen in list building, there's 2.
Oh, I totally forgot. He has 10 of the heart renders as well.
Oh yeah. What a lot of list building comes down to is you either want to be able to answer the questions or ask the questions. And this list asks a very, very important question. Can you deal with the amount of witch elves I'm throwing down your throat?
70 witch elves?
Yeah, 70 witch elves. And that's not even counting the cauldron, the heroes. The gladiatrix is not the hero, but the Sisters of Slaughter. Like, this is a lot. Now, James is like, dummy thick Nurgle. I mean, honestly, I don't know how the Nurgle army is supposed to play like this.
I've heard it's pretty good. I've heard all Blake games
Yeah,
is
like,
pretty good.
I mean, it can't be bad. He's playing it at an Invitational.
I know the Blight Kings, they get sort of impact hits. I think it's relentless attackers, but it's at the end of combat and not the beginning of combat.
Yeah, plus they have their Nurgle poison counters or whatever it is.
Contagion counters?
Yeah.
Sort of
I think so.
some kind of counters. Disease counters.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you take 10 of them, I believe you die.
No, it's just mortal wounds.
Oh, so that's magic.
All right, wow. I think we're actually at bottom of 1 already. It doesn't look like much happened. Again, with these 2 lists, not a lot of range. Like no range, actually, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Pickrod is saying he rolled contagion points on his Nurgle wheel. I'm not sure which one that is, but I think that's the one that's what is it?
Summoning or no?
That adds 1 to everything. All the contagion points. I have to go and look it up.
Yeah.
There's like a million things you can roll. There's actually only like 7, but you know.
A million. Yeah, so what Steve was talking about while he's looking that up is the relentless attackers ruled on the future Blight Kings. At the end of the combat phase, pick one enemy unit with a wounds characteristic 3 or less that is within 3 of this unit. Roll 1 dice for each model in this unit that is within 3. For each roll that exceeds the enemy unit's wound characteristics, they suffer 1 mortal wound. So basically, by his chunky boys being by the thin girls, they are just gonna do mortal wounds for hanging out by them.
And we actually did miss the bottom of Doc's turn. They score their battle tactic, and they're only on 1 objective.
Yeah.
They hold 1, hold 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. You said they scored their battle tactic?
Yes.
Shouldn't that be a total of 4 points then?
I heard directly from the players in the pick rut that it is 3 points, so we might have the ranges wrong on something.
Okay.
We will update if needed.
Yeah. They are saying 3. We're gonna go with 3.
And yeah, Gavin and Zag did lose, but they were playing double, so it's a more friendly event.
Yeah, yeah, we're playing doubles. It's a fun, family-friendly, casual style of play. Not the hardcore pits of crumpin' we're watching right now. Do those Sisters in Slaughter go in reserve, or do they just pop out on the table?
I'm not sure what the actual terminology is for Daughters of Khaine, but I'm pretty sure there is some stuff in reserve because I don't think we see everything on the table.
Yeah, I know Canary themselves, the floaty girls with wings, can hang out in Deep Strike.
It might just actually be the heart renders that we see in reserve.
Okay.
And yes, thank you, Harrison. Disease does cap out at 7.
You know, I'm glad we have such beautiful and amazing viewers that know these rules better than we do.
Man, we're doing our best.
Yeah, we got what we got. Ooh. That was a Mystic Shield going on that big brick of Putrid Blight Kings. Something of flesh on an 8.
Going through Nurgle hero phase right now. They're going to be casting all their Nurgle things. There's no telling what. He has all the normal spells that you can cast just as a wizard. In addition to that, it looks like he also has. Let me find his thing. Oh, interesting. He has the Plague Squall, which is. Adding disease counters.
Okay.
And rancid visitations.
All right.
Wow. Which is a spell like Glottkin, which is pretty gnarly. Affects 1 unit within 7. For each model of that unit within 7, it just suffers immortal wound. On a 2-up.
Okay.
On a 2-up. So, yeah.
Okay, just a casual mortal wound spell.
On a 2-up, yeah.
Let's see, Blessed Suns. I want to talk about James' sub-faction, because we didn't really touch on that. But they got this something cool there, the Blessed Suns thing. If a friendly Blessed Suns mortal unit, so all the Blight Kings, slain within 1 of an enemy unit, before removing that model, pick one enemy unit within 1, and roll a number of dice equal to the wounds characteristic of that model. For each 6, 1 disease point. So they are like the Stormcast clapback, but it's diseases. So they really are clapping back.
And Nurgle also picking to go Ferocious Advance. Again, I assume it's with the 3 units that are near each other at the end of movement. I could be wrong, but it's a pretty good guess.
And for those wondering, those little sticks that they're using, I can only imagine those are 6-inch sticks that prevent a redeploy command point. They're just making sure they're putting them out there, making it easy to see, hey, you're outside 6. I can't redeploy. It's just a way to easily measure some things.
Redeploys at 9 inches.
9 inches. I know the rules, I promise. Oh, Glottkin going in. What's he thinking? What's he thinking? Checking that range.
That is a good point. They might be measuring for the 6-inch pylon on the Sisters of Slaughter.
Ooh, that is a very good point.
I'm not sure which one of these giant blobs is the blob of Sisters of Slaughter. I don't think it's the one they were measuring at, because I think there were 20 of them, not 10.
Yeah, I think that was a redeploy check. As you can see now, Jonathan going ahead and deciding to redeploy command ability, pulling 2 inches back. Just making that charge a little bit more difficult. Ooh, a 6 on something for Nurgle unit. I don't know what that did.
Is there a link to the Masters list? Not currently. I am currently working on getting a BCP link for y'all to check out the lists. Oh, Rand, if you could actually grab one, that'd be great. My phone does not like BCP at all.
Yeah. They just rolled for something. I'm not sure if that was a turn roll, but they both rolled at the same time.
Let's check in with our trusty pit crowd. Yeah, it looks like James might have just done the same. It's kind of a mirror of our last game. These are both melee-focused armies, so they're both kind of moving up, trying to get into an advantageous position, trying to control those objectives.
Mm-hmm.
If that was the end of bottom of one, we're probably looking at kind of the same points here.
Yeah, same scoreline. And for those who's joining us for this, if this is your first round watching, and you're not sure what exactly is going on, what are these weird rolls and old battle tactics? The Texas Masters Tournament is a invitational at the end of the season for the Texas Masters, which is just the general tournament circuit we have here in Texas, hosted by Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, just kind of all over the place. It's great fun. We take the top scoring people, top 32 for the year, and basically invite them to come play in a singles event, and it's pretty great. So you got a lot of good, strong armies here, strong players doing their best. And yeah, and the thing is since we want to make sure everybody's kind of using the same General's Handbook rules for the entire season, the final tournament, we're not using the current one. That's why we have the old battle tactics. I think seeing a little bit different. The only reason Daughters of Khaine and Skaven are not present with their new battle tome is because we don't have an FAQ from GW, and some things need clarification before if they're ready for a tournament at this level, I'd say. Bunch of rolling from the dock player. I'm guessing he's doing prayers. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I think he's doing his blood rites.
Are those prayers?
It's just something that Daughters of Khaine
okay.
get every turn, I believe.
Ooh.
Which is pretty spicy.
They're spicy. Oh, they're powering up, and they're getting ready to. I think they're thinking about going to those Blight Kings.
I mean, they don't really have anything else to go into. And a small update. End of turn one, Daughters of Khaine did in fact score 5 points. We got an update on that. Nurgle 3 points. Daughters of Khaine won the roll-off, and they will be choosing to go first with aggressive expansion.
Ooh. So what did Nurgle miss out on? Oh,
Nurgle only holds the center objective, while Daughters of Khaine hold the 2 corners.
True. I think he's still doing his rites and prayers and all that good stuff here.
Yep, he's doing the Daughters of Khaine buff phase.
Yep.
You do your blood rites, you cast out all the buffs from your Hag Queens and all your other heroes.
Again, I am so surprised there's no Mind Razor. Like, Mind Razor is really good.
You must have some kind of plan to kind of play around that instead.
Yeah. But +1 damage and like -1 rend, really good.
True.
There are any Daughters of Khaine players out there that may have an idea what's going on
here.
here.
What we're talking about is he's rolling for the blood rites. They are automatic, but he's rolling for them, I believe so. I think anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, each battle round. Oh, right. Which brew? Under the old book. Yeah, this is the old book, not the updated one with the FAQ.
Yeah. Settle. Yeah. Looks like we have exited the... No?
So would this technically be 2nd edition doc and not 3rd edition doc?
I believe so. Maybe, yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, right? You don't have to have the bite is T6 damage. It's one of those.
All right, here we go. Now we got some ladies getting a little bit closer to some stinky men's.
I believe the small one is not the Glottkin, that is the...
Globe or blobe or... That would be...
The blowout rat sponge.
Yep.
The itty bitty baby.
Not right there. It's not with it. Your smaller target.
Is the High Gladiatrix new for 3rd edition? Did she come out in one of their Soma boxes?
You know, I don't know. I'm going to be saying that a lot about the Doc Army. I apologize for that. It's
She's a 2.0 model? Interesting. Played a lot of Doc in 2nd edition. Don't know if I remember her. Nothing like an entire army that can run and charge. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Arena of Shades is what I'm...
She came out in the Shadow Box with... Oh, right. Why 2nd O, Daughters of K, what in the FAQ needs addressing? It's because it's just part of the rule set that Texas Masters is using, the event organizers you're using. If they don't have an updated FAQ, you don't get to use their rules. That's why we're not using Skavens, why we're not using Sylvaneth.
Daughters of Khaine.
Daughters of Khaine. I think those are the only 3.
Yeah.
For now.
I think it's... yeah, and the other one, the reason we're not using Jewish General's Handbook, we don't want to shake it up right before the major invitational.
Yep.
But we are using the War Scroll updates as well as the changes to...
The points updates, and we're also getting rid of the hunt, and we're bringing in War Scroll Gallet, I believe it's called.
Yeah, endless spells and like corn changes, things like that.
Yeah, it really did didn't FAQs come out on the 4th. I believe that was after the deadline for FAQs that the organizers of Texas Masters set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it came out the day after the deadline. To clarify, we are not the organizers of Texas Masters, so anything I say beyond what the official statements is just speculating.
Yes. They have a super cool council, an Illuminati, if you will, of rules makers, or lawyers, if you would. Nah, they're a great group of people. It's just a good way for players to have expectations going into it. They know what the cutoff is. Anything after that, it's not in there, so they have time to prep their list, get the last models they need painted, and things like that. Because it's happened quite a few times to us in this circuit where a GHB comes out or a new rule set comes out, and it completely changes the army you were playing and getting qualified for Texas Masters as. Good example was last time there was a season. Jeff Fee, the one who's on stream round 1 playing Korn, his army went up by 500 points, so he had to completely redo his entire army for the Masters Invitational a few years back. Yeah. You know, looking at these daughters on their movement trays, it feels like I'm watching like one of those like hex board games being played. They all just fit so together so nicely.
That is a good point. It's nice to play the edition that the qualifying players excelled in.
Yeah.
Switching it up immediately.
Yeah.
With the new 6 month new GHB every 6 months, I'm not sure how we're going to handle that really.
Yeah, that's going to be weird. I just hope the next GHB is not $50. That was a little sticker shockish going into the game store.
Yeah, so I think we're seeing that counter charge. Unless it's there's no way Doc moved in position and then did it charge. I think we might be seeing that counter charge from.
It could also be a redeploy forward.
No, he's going into combat.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure this is counter charge.
Huh. Neat.
I'm trying to find out right now what Nurgle rolled on their cycle of corruption as well. Counter-charger faction ability. I believe it's coming from the Glottkin. One second to figure out the exact ruling on that. Yeah, Blight Krieg. Basically, if an enemy unit within it's a command ability, so once per movement phase, unit is within 12 of you. Sorry, just gotta work on my words. The Glottkin can issue the command ability that if an enemy unit is within 12 of you in the movement phase, you can just attempt to charge.
It's pretty good. Ooh, dude, this Glottkin is brutal. I'm looking at his War Scroll card right now. Horrific opponent. At the start of the enemy's movement phase, you must roll 2d6 for each enemy that is within 3. If the roll is equal to or greater than the bravery characteristic, the unit must retreat or suffer d6 mortal wounds.
The Glottkin is not the general in this army. That is the Rotsman. Yeah, the top-down view is a little weird, but if they he has War Master. Oh, he does have War Master, of course. If the players measured it out and decided that the Glottkin was within range to issue the command, then we're not going to argue with them because they're actually on the table And
Like, really? Like, yeah, it's not our game to play. We're not here to judge them in an official capacity. We're just morally here just to broadcast games, just try to support the community as best we can, try to get Age of Sigmar out there in a more mainstream way, like some of the other bigger games are.
yeah, we want to bother them as little as possible. So
Yeah.
if that's what the ability was, and the players said that they can do it, and they can measure it out, then they can do it.
Yep. Also, one of the guys I went to lunch with, they spoke to Marcus shortly after his close win against Jeff V last round, and they said the poor man was just shaking because his nerves were so strong and high. For one, being on stream, and two,
It was a tight game.
yeah, it's such a tight game, clutching out at the end. What are those? Oh, the Glottkin countercharge, or the thing's countercharge. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to steal this list. Like, I'm thinking,
Vikings?
yeah, I may not be on Games Workshop store trying to see how much I'd have to pay so I could tell my local game store how much what models I want, because this looks like a fun list.
We're just watching the countercharge phase. Let's probably those witch elves or blood sisters. I can't.
I think these are witch elves since they're 30 brick.
That is true. They're in a big block. But got some disease tokens on them.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go and do some combat. Yeah, those confirm. Those are witch elves. That is a reinforced unit of witch elves.
Yep. So what do these disease counters do? Because not everybody at home, or me, know exactly what they do.
So the disease counters, you get a disease counter, I believe, when you end the movement phase and you're a Nurgle unit.
Okay.
And at the start of Battle Shock, you roll a dice for each disease counter you have on a unit. On the 4-up, it's just Mortal Wound.
That's pretty good, and considering his countercharge triggered during the movement phase, he ended his movement phase and automatically just got some poison counters on him.
Yeah.
So that's what we call synergy, folks.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can actually put those disease counters on, disease weapons, some abilities, some spells, stuff like that.
And do they ever go away?
You get to reduce them by 1 at the end of the turn. At the end of the Battle Shock phase, after you roll your dice, you get to reduce them by 1.
Oh, only by 1.
Oh, no, sorry. You reduce it to 1.
Oh, okay. I was
If
gonna.
you have 7 disease counters on you, which is the max, you roll 7 dice. For every 4-up, it's a mortal wound, and then you take your disease counters and you put it back to 1 no matter what it was.
That's really cool. I like that.
That is in the works.
Our Daughters of Khaine player is rolling off the table, off of camera, because he requested it due to stretching over, trying not to work his back too hard, so that's why we're not seeing the dice rolls right now. Which, and now his dice trays on the table. There we go.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, again, and we could we could strongly suggest they roll on the table, but again, we're just here to observe the games and make sure, one, we're not causing these players...
This is Witch Elves into Blight Kings, I believe?
Yes, this is the Witch Elves into Blight Kings.
I wish we could see what buffs those Witch Elves have on them, like what they roll for their Rites of Blood.
I think they have Witch Brew. I think they got some pretty chunky buffs on them. And remember, Witch Elves in this codex like to re-roll a lot, so that's why you keep on seeing pick it up and re-rolling.
Oh, that is a good point. If you heal a unit, you can choose to remove disease tokens instead of recovering wounds.
Oh, that's cool. All right, and it looks like we have a bunch of saves here from our Putrid Blight Kings player. Now, this is the charged one, so it's an additional -1 rend, I believe, right? With his temple.
That sounds right. No, or did they charge or did they get charged?
Oh no, they got charged by the Chonkers.
By the Blight Kings, yeah. Jonathan's playing with Hagnar, 3-up Witch Brew in round 2, so they're 3-4 re-rolling. Jeez. What? Negative.
Huh?
No. Witch Elves. Jeez. Just trying to determine how many attacks he actually has with those Witch Elves right now.
20-minute break. I think it's 6. I think it's 3 attacks each.
Let's see. Sacrificial Knives and Blade Bucklers.
And just to give you an idea of the defensive stats on these Putrid Blight Kings folks, they are 4 wounds, 4+ save. So that 5-man unit has 20 wounds. That is a lot.
Not only that, they do have disgustingly resilient from Nurgle.
Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, that is a army-wide 5-up ward, correct?
I believe so.
I know the 40k version's 5+. I'm not sure if that...
It's a 5-up ward. At the start of the hero phase, you heal 1 wound allocated to each friendly Maggotkin of Nurgle unit.
Well, what? Yeah, that last part? What?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. All right, let's go to gamesworkshop.com again.
That is true. You also deal 3 if it's near a tree, I believe.
Wow.
Or the Glottkin.
That is nutty. Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I mean, I was kind of joking about selling my Lumineth, depending on the next book, but now I might just do it. Because this army looks like fun.
Yeah, Nurgle does have a lot of little fun tricks. They have a couple of pretty intense feel-bad moment mechanics, but other than like a few pain points, playing against Nurgle is a ton of fun. Just because they're not really they're not really a traditional army.
Yeah, there's not a lot of armies that just kind of want to get in your face and stay in your face. not bad. Putrid Blight Kings, $60 a box.
Specifically for me, it's the no pile-in that's a feel-bad moment for me. Anytime you take away your opponent's ability to just play the basic mechanics of the game is a feel-bad.
Yeah, that is a feel-bad moment.
But other than that, I really like playing against Nurgle. Their aesthetic is fun. Their rules are fun.
Yeah.
They're not like overly powerful, but like they capture the I'm slowly poisoning you to death really well.
There are 2 hours remaining in round 2.
Those buffed up witch elves killing, let's see, 3 Blight Kings. That was a unit of 5.
Oh, and it looks like he got a good chunk of poison counters on him from the.
Hey, what's up, Irish?
Hey, he was here last week, wasn't he?
He was. So Irish is one of our usual viewers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Well, welcome back, Irish.
Been here a couple of times so far.
Looks like we're rolling for some poison.
It's either poison or I forget what the ability is called, but the mortal wounds from the Blight Kings at the end of combat.
Oh, right. Relentless Advance, I believe it was called. Yep, Relentless Attackers. Relentless Advance is the Horus Heresy Nurgle rule, where they count as stationary if they moved when shooting.
We get a cam shot of how short the straight shooter's shorts are. I'm gonna be honest with you.
They're not very short.
I don't know what that means.
They're talking about Napic. And honestly, they're not that short. I've seen shorter shorts from Napic. Where is Napic?
Oh, that's why those witch elves were able to kill off those Blight Kings so effectively. Somewhere in this blob is the High Gladiatrix.
Oh.
Who is giving the witch elves rend and something else. I know she gives rend out. But on the High Gladiatrix, it turns their wounds into a 3-up and it gives a -1 rend. So in that case,
pretty good.
Were they 3 and 3 re-rolling -1 rend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They get at least, I don't know, 60 attacks.
I find it funny that we say effective, but they only killed 3 of them.
They're Blight Kings.
Yeah, I know they're Blight Kings, but they only killed 3 of them. I still find that funny. But again, 250-point unit for 5 models. So they earn their points. I don't know if they earn their points. Witch elves are cheap. Point cost wise.
Yeah, 12 runes removed because the Blight Kings are 4 runes each. On a 4-up save?
Yep,
and
4-up.
then a 5-up disgustingly resilient.
Yep, 5 up, 5 up. Man, you think about it. Yeah, no, that was really good to countercharge because with the temple being +1 rend on the charge or whatever it is, that saved that unit probably. Good use of a command point, I'd say.
I do like how both Blight Kings and Witch Elves have musicians. I like to think that they're Battle for the Ages.
What was that terrible movie, Drumline? They're just having that kind of battle.
I like that movie.
Yeah, as a band nerd, I did too.
All right, looks like that was end of Doc turn 2. We're going into bottom of 2 Nurgle. Mm-hmm. Looks like they're going with broken ranks on the 2-man unit of Blight Kings. Daughters of Khaine scoring another 10. Or wait, Nurgle's going with broken ranks. I will find out what they're actually broken ranksing. But Daughters of Khaine scoring another 5 points.
I was like, that'd be cool if they could broken rank themselves. Two.
Band nerds unite. Magic. Wait, is there a skeleton unit that has horn blowers?
So I'm not gonna lie, just making bases out of that for them would be kind of awesome.
That's a musician for Skelly Blocks. Really? It's not a drum or anything, it's a horn? That's amazing.
Is it a vuvuzela? Because that would be great. But back to the game. That's Nurgle bottom 2. That is a little bit one of the big disadvantages of playing Nurgle. They are a slower army. And against Doc, a very fast army. Doc is able to get a very commanding board position early on.
Yeah.
That is, you know, kind of like, well, they're a little bit far back, but you remember to control the objectives within an Age of Sigmar, you got to be within 6. So he is basically towing the line. I'm within 6, but you still have to cross that 6-inch gap from the center of the objective to get to me. So it's like an aggressive defensive play. Passive aggressive? Defensively aggressive? I don't know.
Man, not a lot of Witch Elves got removed in that combat in the top right. Not from the disease counters, not from the mortal wounds after combat, not from combat itself. That's rough.
Do we know if he spent command point on Battle Shock? That'd be my guess.
Probably. If those Blight Kings had a musician left, I think they can make them re-roll it. I don't know how that interacts with the command ability to just not roll Battle Shock.
So the command ability says you do not have to take Battle Shock units for Battle Shock tests for this unit. I'm pretty sure that's how they're worded because that's how it gets around the cat caller, or sorry, Scenario Cathaller, not cat caller, for Lumineth.
I don't know. I don't see a horn blower anywhere in this unit. I see a lot of axes and swords, though.
I can say there's a lot of.
I see him. Oh my God. Yeah. How does that work? How does a skeleton blow a horn? Whatever. Magic.
Glottkin moving up. Also, the low brass discrimination in Age of Sigmar is uncalled for. We need to have some like sousaphones. Some baritones. Where
that sounds like a Cities of Sigmar thing. Yeah, that Glottkin moving up, trying to get within 12 of 2 units. So he can only redeploy 1. So he's gonna make sure he gets in this turn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, mind you, I am not a Masters player. So in my amateur opinion, I would be halfway tempted to redeploy that 10-man unit forward. And just being like, this is the only thing you can charge.
Oh no! Wow, it looks like he might have actually redeployed
the 20 brick closer to here.
Bigger unit closer to the rot spawn.
But why?
Fascinating.
I'm not sure why he did that. I mean, yeah, he's gonna get him closer, but it's not gonna. Maybe he wants to make sure he keeps the. No, that I really don't know what's going on here, folks.
Yeah, Nurgle doing what Nurgle does. Still not sure what he rolled on his contagion wheel. We'll try to find out. That is a good point. I don't know what unit that is that he just moved up, but if it's the Blood Sisters, that's a 6-inch violin.
Oh, is that in a 20-man brick? Yeah, then that's probably what he did. That is 100% the right call to do. I thought they were witch elves, personally.
Well, don't worry, because afterward, all the VODs go up on YouTube, and you can go and watch that game that you missed. It was actually a really good game. Khorne versus Nighthaunt.
Yeah.
New Khorne versus new Nighthaunt. Well, not new Khorne. Better Khorne versus new Nighthaunt.
New improved flavored corn. Yeah. All right, it looks like we got the Blight Kings throwing out their attacks in the fight phase right now. Or maybe they weren't in the fight phase now. I thought I heard charges. I do apologize, folks, once again. Oh, here we go. Ah, a charge with Big Chungus. He's so dummy thick, he's shaking the ground. And more than likely, James is making sure to keep those that outside of 3 of the 1 unit of Witch Elves, the 10-man unit, or sorry, 10-person unit. It's going to be very difficult on the charge and pylon to make sure he keeps us outside 3. I don't think there's any way he can keep him outside 3. The good news is what he's doing here, even if the Glottkin was within 3, now that the Blight Kings are within, or are the closer unit to those the Witch Elves, I believe, 10-man unit, they can no longer pylon towards that Glottkin because Blight Kings are the nearest enemy unit. And James West is, due to the low model count of his army, is need to make sure he is very precise with his movement and model placement to make sure he can get the most out of those small that small model count army. All right, looks like we're doing some kind of monstrous rampage on the Witch Elves.
I returned. What have I missed?
Charges. And it looks like he's stomping on the Witch Elves.
We're playing First Blood. It should be down in the scorecard. Sorry, answering questions from the chat.
Oh, no, that's good. Chat, I promise I'm not neglecting you, but it is, chat is located in Steven's corner of laptops. He's basically made a throne out of him. Imagine the throne from Game of Thrones, or rather the Song of Ice and Fire, let's be real here. But with laptops.
We still in bottom of 2?
Yes, we just finished charges. Putrid Blight Kings moved into the 10-man unit, the big brick of 20 Witch Elves. Blob and Glottkin.
No, sorry, Irish. It's First Blood. Aggressive expansion is his battle tactic. Which that was actually the Doc battle tactic. Hold on.
Yeah.
Actually do have it.
Right, looks like we're in for some Glottkin fights.
Yeah, he's also, you think, because remember, these are the pylon 6, but now that the Glottkin is the closest, they can't pile into the, so he's saving his little boy. It's like, don't talk to me or my child ever again, ladies.
I believe he did roll for his flies ability.
I'm not 100% sure. I heard a scythe being swung. I'm not sure of. Who all has a scythe in that army?
I'm pretty sure that's the Glottkin, yeah.
Oh, duh, because he piled them in. I'm smart. I played Sigmar.
That's a Oto scythe, actually.
A what?
Oto scythe? I think Oto's the dude riding on top of him.
Oh. ESPN8.
Or it might be some like amalgamation of peeps.
Okay, so it's very smart what he's doing by pulling the models that are actively engaged with the Glottkin that is now making them equidistant to
The rot spawn.
the small thing. Although it looks like he left one in. Oh, that makes sense because if he battle shocks it off, since there's one not within coherency, he kills it off during the battle shock phase because mommy.
I just want to point out that currently on the Nurgle cycle of corruption, we are in Plague Misery.
Ooh, what's that?
Which means I believe his heroes cannot cast or cannot issue rally or inspiring presence.
Ooh.
Which is gnarly.
So one thing I do want to call out, because I was muted earlier, you might not have heard me, is the way that Jonathan pulled off those casualties from that daughter's unit from the Glottkin damage. By pulling them like that way, he left one out of coherency, so when he does his battle shock test, that model will automatically die. Because, well, either that one model or the rest of the unit. So that one model will die. Regardless if he passes or not. So then he should be outside of 3 inches, so he's no longer engaged in combat. So then he can either move, charge, do what he needs to. It's a very smart play. You mainly see players with range units that are kind of stacked a little bit staggered, so that the front line wipes out and all of a sudden they're out of combat and they can now fire freely on any unit that they want, so the one they're engaged with.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure how this is actually going for Nurgle, because I don't think I've actually ever seen these two armies fight each other, but there's a lot of Daughters of Khaine units on the field.
Yeah, and I think this is going to come down to model body count of models, basically. How many models are out there?
I apologize. Harrison's yelling at me for Plague of Misery. Unit leaders still can issue Inspiring Presence and Rally, and heroes cannot do heroic actions.
Ooh.
On this turn only.
Okay.
The real kicker is that next turn, and I really hope that Jonathan is thinking about this. It's gonna be Nauseous Revulsion, I believe, which is -1 to charge, but more importantly, it's no pile-ins.
It's no. Ooh, that is a big one. Yeah, that's a huge one, especially for a unit that wants to pile in 6 inches. And I think that's why Jonathan committed that unit of pile in 6 inches so readily this turn.
Yeah, Randy brings up a good point. Pulling out of combat doesn't really help him. The Glottkin is just going to charge them again on his turn, because the Glottkin can just do that because he can.
Oh, and that's it. They have to run away or they take mortal wounds.
Well, so honestly, I realize I just said I'm not sure how Nurgle is doing, but taking an actual look at it and thinking about Nurgle abilities, Nurgle's doing what Nurgle wants to do. They're just kind of sitting there, killing stuff very slowly.
Yeah. I mean, that's Nurgle stick to the plan. This is bottom of 2, though. And Jonathan is up 8 points. 7 points. I can math. Once again, I think this game is going to come down to who wins priority on 3. Really, it's.
I believe this is Witch Elves into
Do you know if this is? Are we using the prime objective thing in this battle pack?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so.
Not on this battle plan anyway.
Tectonic shift. That's what it's called, where you can delete an objective.
It would be a little difficult in this one because by the end of the game you'd have no objectives left.
Yeah. Also, I would love to tell y'all what the Daughters of Khaine player's rolling, but with how many rerolls they get, no clue.
I'm pretty sure it's the Witch Elves into the last one.
Yeah. I was talking what phase of rolling they do, but yeah, here we go, saves. That is a good group of saves.
4 save, probably going into a -1 because I bet that High Dominatrix is still kind of in there with that block of Witch Elves. I don't know if they get any other buffs to rend or debuffs to save, so probably on a 5-up, 5-up on the Rot Squad here.
With all of that, he took 2 damage.
That is crazy.
Yes, all that came down to I failed that many saves and made that many 5+.
Yeah, the Daughters of Khaine in their second O book has a lot of rerolls.
Yeah,
we're not using their third O book because of or their 3 O book because of aforementioned FAQ deadline stuff. So the Daughters of Khaine player is using updated War Scrolls with the 2.0 book rules.
Yeah, but I believe this is the army he qualified for the tournament with.
Correct.
So.
Yeah. So this is the army he qualified for. This is what he's been playing.
30 minutes with 90 minutes remaining in game number 2. You should be in your 3rd round.
Mr. Matt Taylor coming us to tell us we have an hour and a half left.
And we should be in our 3rd round.
I think this game is going to snowball out of control quickly, and a lot of stuff is going to die in the next round or 2.
Yeah, this is going to be the longest. This is where the most things are going to be in combat.
Yep. Yeah, but how many games today? This is the 2nd game for today. We will be doing 1 more today.
Mm-hmm. You know, I wonder, for our 3rd game, do we want to ask chat who they want to see up on stage?
Honestly, it would be a little bit difficult, just because. Well, maybe we'll weed it out.
Yeah.
We'll weed out the good ones, and maybe we'll ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, these Witch Elves over here, up here, I think they're still on 3s and 3s -1. Because somewhere in there, I think maybe right here, is that high gladiatrix.
So high. You can tell because she doesn't have all the hair everywhere.
Orcs. I think we only have 1 orc player here. Actually.
Yeah, it's Spencer.
Yeah.
Who, I think he's just enjoying the tournament, though, and doesn't really want to be on stream from last I talked to him, which is A-okay. Oh, well, hold up.
Oh, that is Tom too. He's got a big stab at it.
Yeah, well, let's get to Tom Guad with his 50-pound army, because from what I heard, they're all metal.
Ooh, I'd be down to cast some big
Let's see who he plays now.
Not only is it big stabbers, but it's Tom Guad big stabbers.
Yeah, like, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a good game. We need to see who's playing, and
I've casted a couple of his games, and every time afterward, he usually does something which I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And then I'm thinking about it afterward, I'm like, wow, actually, no, it really does make sense. Yeah, I really hope Jonathan is considering the next cycle in the cycle of corruption.
Yeah.
Or contagion. That no pilot is going to hurt him.
Yeah.
If James can get into a decent position, that no pilot is going to hurt.
I don't know. I'm looking at this. I really don't know how James is going to come back on points if he does not win priority. Well, he's only down 7 right now. It's going to start snowballing because
This is bottom of 2 Nurgle, and he's not on 2 objectives.
yeah.
And he took broken ranks as his battle tactic.
Do we know what unit he?
I don't know what unit he picked for broken ranks. Just looking at this, there's not really a decent option.
Honestly, by the way he's piled in and charged, I think it's the smaller unit of witches, if that's witches. If that is what they are.
Do you think it might be this unit right here?
That would be my best guess, honestly.
Interesting. Why wouldn't he have charged the Glottkin into those then?
He wanted to save his right flank, he wanted to save the blob on the right.
Interesting.
Because that is tying up a lot of that is tying up a lot of like high value witch elves over there. But that's my guess. Is it?
He's tough, but not that tough.
Can you tell? Is that Glottkin within 3 of that witch elf? They got the clear 3-inch sticky thing.
Here?
Yeah, I can't tell.
I don't think so. If they can actually lay the stick on the table between them, I don't think
True. And you can tell here how important this pile-in right here is going to be for Jonathan, because he's being very precise. He's trying to get as much as he can, as close as he can, because next turn when he can't pile in, he can't get any closer to objectives, and it's very possible that Nurgle just muscles him off of them. Because looking at it right now, they're 4 wins in the Blight Lord, so they count as 2 each, right?
No, 5 up.
Okay. So yeah, those are only 1 each. Ugh.
Yeah, I remember it's 5 wins and up because I hear Harrison lament all the time that his poor Trog boys only count as 1.
But I mean, they're Trogs. They're not supposed to be good.
How dare you, sir?
I believe these are those witch elves now going into those Blight Lords. Blight King, excuse me.
Harrison, how are you doing? You doing good? Doing all right? He's big sad because we couldn't actually get him on stream today.
Yeah, I would have loved to get him on stream.
Wow, that is so many attacks for the witch elves, and they're re-rolling. Don't have the benefit of the high dominatrix though. Dominatrix, high gladiatrix.
We know what GW is about.
So not 3s and 3s minus 1 re-rolling. It's only 3s and 4 re-rolling.
Yeah.
You know. I'm looking forward to it. Come out to an event, man. I'll gladly catch a game. Some Cruel Boys.
Oh, that would be awesome. You don't see them a lot on stream, and that would be great to see them.
They're another one of those armies where they're fun. They got a lot of fun rules. All them BK dice rolls. Yep, honestly. I remember Lewis. We had a chat. We had a chit chat at Smash and Bash. All right, let's see how many Blight Kings get pulled.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 2.
2? You think so?
Yep, I think with this Witch Elf brick, 2.
Looks like 1 and some damage. 1 and change.
But he's moving into 20 brick.
That was a 20 brick.
Oh, that what?
Yep.
Why is he piling now?
I don't know.
I thought that was a 10 brick from the other one.
I don't think so. He might just be doing the rest of the pile that didn't really matter.
That's true. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. Now, is he going to swing all the way around to the left to try to get the rest of those other girls?
I don't with the rot spot. I don't think so. The blow ab is not fantastic in melee.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's mainly there because he's fantastic utility on his War Scroll, but of all the Nurgle lords, not the best.
So he's a distraction card effects, basically.
He's there to buff. He's got Demon Flies.
Ooh, he's got the boofs.
He's got the miasma thing as a spell that does mortal wounds. And they see flies. They just Demon Flies all day.
He seems to be knocking off some ladies. This is going to be a rough Battle Shock turn. I just realized that.
I didn't say he was awful in melee. I said of the Nurgle lords, he's not the best. He still has 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, -1, 2 damage each, and then a bracketing monstrous claw starts at 5, 3s and 2s, -2, 3 damage each. So I take it back. He's pretty freaking good.
So I'm looking at this. Doc is going to have to make some hard choices when it comes to Battle Shock.
Yep.
Because you got 3 units that are taking a good chunk of damage here. Like, what do you keep? And because Doc Bravery is not that good. I think it's like 6s generally.
That sounds right. Yeah, this is a Doc list with no Morathi.
Which is cool. And that's the cool thing about this. This player made it to Masters with a list that doesn't have Morathi. But I would rather have Morathi or a Glottkin any day. I like the Glottkin. He's 700 points of just awesome, but Morathi's Morathi.
If he loses, he wins in my book. Exactly. I don't want to fight a Morathi. Although I'd rather fight Morathi than Incarnate.
Oh, any day. 100%. Incarnate, I don't want to...
Yeah, that is a good point. To be clear, John played Daughters of Khaine, OBR, and Stormcast at most of the GTs to get his Invitational Masters.
Yeah.
I think with that, we are finally at the end of combat. Oh, actually, no. We still have Hyland from the Blood Sisters.
Yeah?
Seeing where he can go. Negotiating on who's closer to who here.
Is that one thing on that rack of models not part of the unit? It must not be then, if that's what he's doing. And for those newer players not 100% familiar with the rules, if you can only pile into the closest enemy unit, but if you are equidistant to 2 units, you pick which one you're closer to. So then you can kind of pile on how you need to. That's why if you're like base to base with 2 units, you say, I want this one to be my one, so you can swing around out of range of the other unit.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure this also is a Blood Sister, Blood Witch, or whatever it's called, But it just has to be within coherency after the pilot, and he's good.
Yeah, but technically, isn't that, since that's part of the unit, isn't it closer to the Glottkin?
Yeah, maybe. As long as that one model piles in, who cares?
Yeah, but they're piling into the blow.
I think it's based on model, not unit.
Very true.
The unit should be piling into the Glottkin.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not. Yeah.
it's another one of those things of it's two very good players. They got out a measuring stick. They both looked at it and decided he could pile into the rot spawn. So
Yeah, we're not here to judge the game.
That's what we get. It looks like he might be kind of piling into both, or leaving the units that are closest to the Glottkin there, and the models that are closest to the rot spot, he's piling them into the rot spot. Blow ab, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So I'm terrible at green stuffing, but I would love to have, like, if I was going to do this list, Glottkin and Mini-Me, like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me from Awesome Powers, with a little suit.
Excuse me, Harrison. Hexagons are the bestagons.
Yep. Just a question of are you adding more zombies?
True, the ring caps had it 3 sides. So looks like the Bloodthisters put a little bit of damage onto Blowab, and we're moving on to, I believe, the final combat, which is these Blight Kings piling into everything.
Yeah, into the world.
And keep in mind, I'm pretty sure there's still 10 units of Heartrenders off the board. Or 2 units of 5 Heartrenders are still off the board right now. So if I'm right, I think I am, and this is the final combat of the round. These Blight Kings are going to attack with their, not too shabby attack profiles.
Yeah.
Into the, I think those are, oh god, hold on.
I saw a lot of not low numbers. This is bad for those girls.
Those are a lot of wind shells, I believe, right there.
Yeah.
So they get to attack, and then they get their relentless fighters, which just deals more and more wounds on top of it.
Yeah. If they live through this, because those witch elves just ate a good chunk of dice, and they are these ones with double daggers or bucklers, do you know?
The Blight Kings?
No, the sisters that are, the daughters of Khaine, they're getting attacked.
I think all of his witch elves were bucklers. Oh no, he has 130 block of witch elves with bucklers. I think this might be them.
Okay, so 5 up saves, and then 5 up after save, or 6 plus? I forget what these. Oh. Never mind, this was them attacking. Or what? Why did he remove a Blight King and then remove some... Oh, bladed bucklers.
Yeah, they reflect, I believe.
Yeah, so you reflect enough to kill a Blight King.
I think there was one that was wounded. So.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how many of these witch elves come off the table as well. So they are cool.
Yeah, they're...
We're doing it right now.
Plus those, yeah, so it looks like a grip of 6 or 7, 8 right there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks about 6 or 7. Blood Cauldron, though, decided to come and play.
Piling in. Disease. Oh, that is true. Even after the mortal wound from the Blight Kings at the end of combat, at the end of Battle Shock, then there's disease tokens.
Yep.
This is what Nurgle wants.
Yep. Looks like a failed save and a failed feel no pain. Sorry, disgusting resilient. Two more damage on a dude. And looks like a 6 save.
I believe he's piling into the rot spawn over the Glottkin, because overall the rot spawn is going to be easier to kill. Yeah, you pile in per model. So mechanically, he could pile some of them into the Glottkin while also keeping the ones closest to the Glottkin in place. But I believe, in game-wise, it's easier to kill that rot spawn, and he wants to make sure that that rot spawn isn't there, sitting there doing its flies rolls over and over again, killing models on that objective.
Oh, more sisters there. Daughters of Khaine coming off the... Why do I keep on saying sisters? Oh, because they look like sisters of battle.
Yeah, more Daughters of Khaine coming off the board from those disease tokens.
Yeah. The disease ravaging through their ranks. Maybe they should have social distanced.
That is also true. The models that were closer piled into the correct direction and fixed the coherency. For that one model, that was out of coherency.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of downed on them at the start of the game, but Nurgle kind of putting Daughters of Khaine in a rough spot.
Yeah, they are. This is also James West's one that I definitely have to say one of the top tier players out of Texas.
This is still bottom of 2.
And this is a good example as to why GW adjusted Daughters of Khaine did not have as many rerolls, because it takes up a lot of game time just to constantly reroll stuff. Yeah.
I believe Nurgle could win by killing them all, and that's the plan. Nurgle's just going to kill them all very slowly.
Yeah. Ooh, Battle Shock. Ripping that unit apart. Oh, I think you just rolled a 6. 4. Ooh.
I don't know if he already did his disease token rolls or not.
I don't know either. I think he was checking range to make sure he's still within 3 of the Glottkin. And then he decided he wanted to stay within.
That's true. Disease, then Battle Shock roll. You're right there, so thank you. Yeah, and to kind of compound the poor situation that Daughters of Khaine is in. No pylons next turn.
Yeah. I believe James is counting up his score. We'll get that in here in a second.
Yeah. Because I believe the cycle of corruption, it doesn't really matter if Nurgle turn 1 or not. It just at the start of the next battle round, it just goes to the next cycle. On the cycle.
I believe Jonathan rolled a 5 for turn priority.
We will see. Our pick rock getting us that info right now. Yeah, Daughters of Khaine, top of round. Sorry, apologies. Technically, Daughters of Khaine won the priority roll, but they will be taking it.
Yes. That is a really cluttered table.
Lewis, that would be a game of who could mortal wounds the other one to death first.
Oh, what matchup?
Cool Boys versus Nurgle. Who could mortal wound the other one to death first?
I don't even want to think about that matchup. That hurts my brain. Because I'm like, you can't throw mud on yourself because who do they care about being outside 12?
I mean, you can throw mud on yourself if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just not going to
Roll around in it.
Damn, yeah. So Nurgle had a pretty good turn, only scoring 4 points, so they are still down 3 at end of 2. But I think Nurgle's playing for the long game. They kind of want to maybe cap that chop objective this turn.
And much like previous rounds, or previous game, this is a turn where anything in reserves has to come in.
Yep.
Or it is slain, right?
Actually, it looks like did some of the, we might have missed it, but did some of those Heartrenders come in down here?
No, those are 5 more Blight Kings, I think.
Is that 5 more Blight Kings that are just not moving?
I think so, yeah. Because
it is 5 more Blight Kings. Oh my goodness.
yeah, the second wave, if you will.
I just love the graveyard of Dead Daughters of Khaine model at the top.
Yup. Yeah, that is a 5-man unit of Blight Kings.
Wow. Are you sure he has 2 5-man units of Blight Kings?
Yep, and a 10.
All right, and one's already dead, I believe.
No, that top unit's still alive with 2.
Oh yeah, it is, and there's 1 Witch Elf and the High Gladiatrix right here.
Yeah, like this is Nurgle resilience at its finest, and I believe he pulled off 1 Blight King for damage in the fracas in the middle.
Yeah. There should be 8 there. 1 died from the attack and 1 died from the damage reflection.
Yeah.
And we will be getting that battle tactic for them pretty soon. Oh, battle tactic, Cruel Delight. I believe that is a daughter-specific one. We will figure out what that is exactly.
Is that like Crystal Light?
I don't think so.
Okay. So one of my favorite beverages, Steven, is getting a Topo Chico and putting a few drops of the Crystal Light in it. It is so delightful.
Oh, interesting. That I believe Cruel Delight is 2 or more Kinari units using their Fire and Flight or Fight and Flight ability. So, which makes sense because he has to bring in those Heartrenders this turn.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty simple because that's Fire and Flight is after you shoot, you can make a normal move of 6 inches. So literally, he brings them down within 9, or outside of 9, within 12, shoots, and then he doesn't have to move very. He can move like a millimeter, and he'll still get that battle tactic. So that's basically a gimme for him this turn.
My question is, where is he going to bring them in at?
Ooh,
is he going to try to bail out a unit? Or is he going to try to like preemptively put some damage on the Blight Kings down south? I honestly don't know.
He could also bring them in over here to try to kill this Rot Spawn.
Yeah. Do we know how much the Rot Spawn has left?
I do not. It's not a whole bunch.
Yeah, he's been taking a lot of damage.
Harrison also brings up a good point. These Blight Kings are probably hanging out down here to build up summoning points.
Right,
because right when Daughters of Khaine says, all right, cool, I hacked my way, 90% of my army is dead, but I hacked my way through all the Nurgle units. The Nurgle player's like, all right, cool, here's some more.
Cool.
Because I'm Chaos and I can summon.
Yeah.
Because that's super fair.
It is. 100% fair. I approve.
Let me bring my 3,000 points to my 2,000 point game.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me. I mean, look at, okay. What would you rather have? The ability to summon like Nurgle or Marathi?
I already have Marathi, basically.
Yeah, but what would you rather have in the lit? What would you rather have
Neither.
access to?
Neither. I just wish Gotrek was faster.
Oh, believe me, yes, I do too. But between as my grandma used to say, wishing one hand, crap in the other, see which one fills up faster.
I wish zombies wouldn't have got a points hike, so I could take even more of them.
Yeah, how many can you take now?
320.
Okay, that's just. It seems we can't get up to the 420 Blazed Zombie list.
No. They'd have to get a huge point there for that.
And if people like Matt keep on winning with Assault Blight, that's never going to happen.
The real question here, Harrison, is can this Nurgle list beat my 320 zombies list?
This Nurgle list?
Yeah.
Beat your zombie list?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a...
The question is, if I brought my 320 zombies list, how far would I make it in this event?
That's a lot of zombies piloted 6. Or up to 6, really. I mean, because that's the thing, like... You pile in 6, but you don't pile in all the way. You just keep them...
That's not what I said, Harrison. I said this Nurgle list.
I still think the zombies would win regardless of the Nurgle list. Because you just physically can't get to them all. And then you're just recurring half of them, like... I can't imagine what the counter to that list is.
Witch Elves doing a little bit of piling in here, trying to get as many attacks into those Blight Kings as possible.
Yeah, yes. Back to the actual game at play.
Yeah, he has to get rid of this big unit of Blight Kings that's just sitting in the center of the board. Because the thing is, like, if you're sitting next to Nurgle units, you're just taking damage.
Yeah.
They all have some ability or another that's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Going, you're standing next to me. Here, please take some mortal wounds. Every turn.
My Papa Nurgle said I should bring a list.
So disgusting that I'm dealing mortal wounds to you.
Pulls out like a rotted maggot. Here, I made you this. Please accept.
Basically. I don't know, Randy. The 320 zombies have won against the 9 Storm Fiends, and what's the big guy? The big rat guy who gets like a billion attacks.
Fireman Lord?
No, Thankful.
Yeah.
I played Spencer's Storm Fiends and Thankwell, and yes, in the end I was more dead than he was, but I also had more points, so therefore I win.
Like,
no, I won that game.
that is a lot of saves.
He almost tabled me, but I still won on points.
Look at that. He only failed like 5 saves out of that.
Wow.
Like, okay, those were failures.
Wow.
But then there we go. We take what, 4 to...
And he was a disgustingly resilient. Actually, I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's saving things.
He's rolling too much. He must be attacking.
Yeah. Or he dodges a cane. Oh, no. Is he pulling models? What's going on?
It's the only spell you got, right?
After all of that, he pulled a single model.
But I did win that game. The key is when they shoot off like 30 zombies a turn and feel really good about themselves, you act like you're upset about it. And in reality, you're just winning on points.
Yeah, you're like, okay. You don't have enough activations to table me.
So here is the... Ooh, trying to pile into that. I'm not sure what this is right here.
Maybe an endless spell?
Maybe. Did he actually... Does he have an endless spell in his...
I thought I saw something.
Oh, yeah, he has a Heart of Fury.
Oh, Daughters of Khaine players who really haven't had a good look at the new book. The snake is amazing now.
I believe that is the Heart of Fury down there, actually. Wow, I totally missed him casting that.
I think he did it like round 1 and it has done nothing since now.
Yep.
It's done nothing except for preventing him from piling in like he needs to.
So this is interesting. How is he piling in right now?
I don't know. Like, this is weird old Daughters of Khaine stuff.
They're the endless spells and the endless invocations are the same thing, Harrison. You can't prove me wrong. Well, you probably can, but I refuse to accept it. Now, answer me this, Harrison. We are in the no pile-in cycle of corruption or contagion. So how is a Daughter of Khaine player piling in? Well, he piled in the beginning of his combat phase. He piled.
All right, guys, we have 1 hour, 60 minutes to finish your game. You should be approaching turn 4. 1 hour remaining.
That's true, but he did pile in here into the Blight Kings. He piled in there into the Blight Kings, which is very odd. All those black trays are movement trays, so he has so many units that he carries them around in movement trays. If you notice all of the dead units up here, this is like half of his dead models. Oh, I see what you're saying. So this is still moving. So he's making sure he's outside of 3, so when he charges in, he can get that kind of pile-in-like movement without actually having to pile in. I see. Yeah, but then what did we see right here when these Witch Elves fought into these Blight Kings? Glottkin gonna charge him, not sure what he's doing. Probably. Fight in the hero phase. Does Doc have any fight in the hero phase shenanigans? Oof. Oh, no, see? They heard you. He's moving the cauldron away now. Yeah, that's what I would have figured, honestly, when he when he moved them out. Oh, Nerf wads, that's true. Considering this, they're using the actual 2nd edition book, they might be using exactly that. Oh, true. They are in the little tiny baby bases, aren't they? All your tiny bases look the same to me with my giant bases. Measuring out the Glottkin, because Glottkin probably coming in at this point. Tried to move away, but the Glottkin's still coming for you. Says you'll look in the Acumen ability pilot and fight in the hero phase. Yes, that's what I assumed. Also, welcome, Dan. First time chatter. Hello. If anyone is here just joining us, this is the Texas Masters 2022 GT Invitational. We've been running events kind of all over the past year to see who we were going to invite to this to crown the Texas Masters champion, I suppose. There's an actual name for it. But yeah, if you like this, like what we're doing, give us a follow on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, etc. We're trying to do more and more streams, more hobby streams, more interactive stuff, things like that. All videos do go up on, or all VODs do go up on YouTube afterward as well, because we don't really want to pay for Twitch storage, and YouTube storage is free. Glottkin redeploy, no charge now? How does that ability actually work? He has to attempt to charge. He doesn't get to redeploy, right? And he only, yeah, that's a good point. It's in the movement phase. So he redeployed instead of charging into that unit? I wonder. He might be trying to make it a short charge so he can maybe get the Glottkin onto this objective while also still fighting here. That's possible, but at the same time, like, he could have just charged when he was charging. Countercharge, yeah, because he spent the command point on the Glottkin. Can it charge it for your redeploy? Yeah, of course. He can only get one command per phase. So what I was saying is maybe he wants to charge next turn, but that doesn't really make sense because he could have just charged this turn and then piled in to get up on that objective at top, which he doesn't even really need to do anymore because he already controlled it.
Yep. Looks like the 9-inchers are coming out to determine deep strikes right now.
Well, yeah, so the sticks are coming out because he has to bring in the Harpy.
Yeah, he has to.
Not only do they die next turn, but he can't get his battle tactic once they're on the field. So you have to do 2 or more of a very specific unit of which you only have 2, and they're both in reserve.
Yeah. Also, I do have a question for our viewers at home. I want you to think for a second. When was the last time you had a drink of water? If by now you haven't remembered, I need you to go get a glass of water for me. Remember to hydrate.
Yeah, we need everybody to hydrate.
Yeah, we're doing that right now. And also, I want to thank everybody for showing up to help support us in the stream. We really appreciate it. It's nice to have our good, our friends, our lovely, beautiful viewers here helping us out, making us feel loved, and really, like, this has been a great weekend so far. We got another great day coming up. People are still smiling, happy right now. There's not a salty face out in the crowd. It's really nice to see. Also, feel free if you want to get updates, follow us on Twitter at Weird Knobs. Follow us on, give the channel a follow on the Twitch. You're near the plug? Oh, wow. See, I stepped away for a second to go hydrate myself, and Stevie's like, hey, I already did this.
I already did the plug.
Well, you got it again. I have a fever. No cure. It's more plug. But really, hydrate, people.
This is the Brian Faber hydration spotlight. Wow. All right.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if these units right here are alive or dead.
Yeah, that's
They're standing up.
Yeah.
So they might be alive.
Yeah, I imagine. Now this is going to get even more confusing because there's now modeled. Okay, there we go. The corpse pile is getting slid off.
Wow, yeah. So it's just like I was saying, all 10 of those Harbingers are coming down to try to shoot those Blight Kings and that Rot Spawn off the board.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Randy. He couldn't be here specifically because of Papa Nurgle. Sorry, Randy. We wish you could have been here, man. This is still top of 3. End of Daughters of Khaine movement phase. Bringing in those heart renders, going directly into shooting phase. They're all within 12 of the targets that he wants to shoot at, so we're going to see exactly what he can remove from the board. Wait, Harrison, you actually go outside?
Also, I think we've been forgetting to make sure Matt stay hydrated this weekend. Matt Robish.
Oh, I'm Brian's hydration watchdog. I don't know who Matt is.
That's a little bit too much responsibility for me.
Have to let my dog out. Interesting. We did see some movement from these Blight Kings in the top right. I don't know how they moved up, but they did, so.
Were they still engaged?
I believe they were, but we should have gone into Daughters of Khaine shooting phase.
Yeah, if they were already engaged, I'm not sure how they did that.
So, Harrison, have I ever seen you at Costco? Do you go to the one in Round Rock? Glottkin must have redeployed from Blowab. Oh, that's true, actually. Actually, it was Joe. I saw Joe at Costco with his wife. I called him Harrison, and he responded, and she didn't say a thing. Aha! I knew it. Yeah. The one up in Pflugerville. That's my favorite one. The one on 183 is always too crowded. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, doing some combats up here in the top right, I believe, or we're doing the Heartrender shooting attacks, which this is how he's getting his battle tactics. So I assume he would want to do them. Waiting to see if anything gets taken off the board from these shooting attacks. Oh, it looks like we got a Blight King. Oh, one still alive. It was a mistake picking the other one up. One still alive with some wounds. I believe that was the first unit of Heartrenders going in. So we're gonna see the rest right now. I think he already did all the shooting attacks, so he's going to move those Heartrenders up to charge that final Blight King and take that objective back.
They're taking it back.
That is, if that Glottkin isn't actually in range with it, which it might be. And it's going to pile in even further.
Yeah, that Glottkin, while he is overhanging a little bit on that base, he's pretty much that size.
Minutes remaining. We should be at the end of turn 4. We are not. We're top of 3. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But really, I think this is the turn that matters. At this point, I believe at the start of 4, I'm pretty sure players could talk it out.
Daughters King gonna have a rough turn, not able to pile in at all. So this is a charge from these Witch Elves blood sisters in the center here. Being very careful to actually get everything into combat and not rely on that pile and move, because he just can't do it this turn.
Yeah.
The cycle of corruption says no. Not only it's -1 to charge as well, on top of just not being able to pile it.
So we're on. Pull up the chart though. I think it's a blood rights table for this turn. Is our daughters playing again?
I believe the blood rights is you roll a die for each unit, and based on the die you get a buff. It's not really a chart.
No, I thought there was a chart, like a turn chart thing. Yes.
Apologies, you were right. It is based on battle round.
So what are we at for battle round 3?
Battle round 3, Zealot's Rage. I immediately went to look it up, because before Shocking Gamzilla even started typing, I was like, wait a minute, that's wrong. He's going to yell at me. Yeah, it is reroll once to hit right now for battle round 3.
Our lovely TO, Matt Taylor, going around telling people to make sure they're getting the games finished on time.
Just can't finish pile-ins closer? Is Sloppity the one that prevents pile-ins altogether? Oh, okay. So you can pile-in, you just can't pile-in closer, which is sort of a fancy way of saying you can't pile in.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can still move around. Oh, you can still move around, you just can't pile in. So no units that weren't already in attack range can get into attack range. Yeah, Sloppity didn't used to be only demon units, right? They changed that?
Oh, yeah, Sloppity used to be nuts.
I remember I still have nightmares about Joel Sloppity that's parked 4 inches away from 1.5 inches away from my Gotrek. And he's like, all right, cool, Gotrek, just can't do anything.
Yep. Rage. I really want to see your Hero Hammer listed Masters next year.
It's gonna be zombies next year, Masters. I'm gonna take it all next year, Masters, with my zombie list. I'm calling it.
I mean, really, how do you deal with that? I just don't know. Who cares if they get to go first? Like, foreseeably, put them in Hunters of the Heartland, or not Hunters, sorry, Bounty Hunters. Like, that's some mega damage zombies right there.
Well, you know what, Randy? I'm at Masters and you aren't.
Oh, that's not fair. You know, I got to defend Randy. He was originally going to be my ride up, so I feel like I owe him a defense here. Objection, hearsay.
What? No, I'm good. Nap.
Our good friend Spencer coming around, making sure the people on the table are okay.
Those Witch Elves still attacking the Blight Kings, trying to deal some damage and remove some models.
To be fair, half the list is Blight Kings.
Yeah, the entire list is Blight Kings. There's two models that aren't Blight Kings.
It's true. But points-wise, I really wish we could provide some, like, better commentary. They're just rolling dice at each other because...
That's fine.
Like,
people just like watching people roll dice.
Okay. Like,
it's the Witch Elves fighting into two Blight Kings. We're all just sitting around watching them roll dice, waiting for stuff to get removed from the table.
Yeah, but like, so for me, I didn't feel that way with the Corn game because Corn, there's some cool maneuvering going on between the two players. This is just them standing in knife fight range, just slapping each other.
Are you saying there's no cool maneuvering in this game? Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
By the events of my turning at this time, I will not be answering that comment.
Oh, that's another couple Blight Kings down, though. And those Blight Kings in the center board kind of doing what they want to do and just sitting there tying up a lot of the army. I don't know who actually controls the center objective now, though. I think they're
Daughters.
right now.
Yeah, it's got to be Daughters, I think. Especially because he got that grip at the bottom left corner swinging in.
Yeah, if these units are in range, then these units down here, or not those, these right here are definitely in range.
Yeah. So we're looking at, is that 4 Blight Kings left in there? I can't tell. I see a little bit of white hair.
Yeah, it's 4 Blight Kings left in the center of the board, 5 down there in the bottom center, and 1 down, 1 very screwed Blight King at the top right.
I guess I still don't. Oh, summoning points, duh. You mentioned that earlier. I'm like, what are they still doing down there?
Yeah, they're just sitting there building summoning points. I'm really curious as to why. Oh, I think as to why those Heartrenders didn't charge.
Okay. Now, can Nurgle summon more than 1 unit at a time? Or are they still limited to summoning once per round or whatever?
I think it's the same summoning rules as everybody else.
Okay, so only 1?
Man, this game's actually really interesting. Most of the units moved up on turn 1 and 2 and haven't really moved from where they were since. And it's just been a lot of struggling over like objectives, kind of like you said, kind of that knife fight range.
Yeah.
But at the same time, neither army has kind of pulled ahead of the other one in any meaningful way. It's been really close the whole time.
Yeah, really, it's like that's all they're doing. Like they're just throwing dice at each other, and it's fine. Like some games just come down to that, and I think it's more of the nature of the battle pack instead of the nature of like the players and the armies. But it's like, what's gonna happen? Like I don't know.
I think that basically
All right, it looks like whatever was down there is now dead. That was engaging the Glottkin. He just, I don't know, what was that about? Just removed a grip of units and put them back on the movement tray, so not if you thought it was cleanup or actual casualties. I apologize, I did not catch exactly.
Those units on the far right?
Yeah, that are on the movement tray?
I think those are dead.
Okay. Am I tripping, or is that one Blight King at the top, like right of the screen, still alive? So,
oh yeah, he's still alive. I believe so. Anyway, let me check.
that dude is just like, look at me, I'm just here, still doing my thing. Our lovely TO trying to light a fire underneath people to get them to get through their rounds. As he said, there's going to be a bit stricter cutoff on end of round than there was last time.
Loves the attention from all those single ladies. True. Sorry, Jeff. The Blight King at the top right got the attention of all those nice single ladies.
I mean, I was going to say I'm not sure that's the kind of attention you want. But then on the other side, I mean, I'm not here to shame anybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't shame. So good for him. He's living his best life. At the top right, capturing that objective, or at least trying.
Doing his best.
Doing his best. Taking it one roll at a time. Are we seriously still at the top of 3? Wow.
That is a good point. He's not up there for no reason. He's up there hanging around putting disease counters on everything in that blob. Because if he stands there, he does that. He just does it.
Yeah, it's true. It is very true.
As they run out of time. Usually the players will kind of talk it out, talk it through. Kind of come to a resolution.
Yeah.
About who would win.
And normally when it gets close to time, there's a clear path to what's going to happen, and the players can usually tell you. But normally, but in this game, whoa.
Once again, apologies for the shaking, everyone. We are our wobbly table is on top of a wobbly stage, so
maybe GW needs a couple of wobbly table syndrome or for their models. If the table doesn't sit, it doesn't fit, or whatever.
I'm really interested to see what Nurgle summons, if anything, at the bottom of this turn.
Do we know how many summoning points he has, or how do they summon? Do we know any of that?
We do not. We have a guess. Probably between 8 and 10. So
I'm going to say as many of the demon unit as he can. The Poxwalkers, Legbringers. I think at this point he wants to try to get models on the objective and do whatever he can to just snipe that away from him.
So the Rotswan has 3 wounds remaining.
Okay.
The Glottkin has 2 wounds remaining.
Okay.
So that changes a few things.
It does. But between heroic actions and Nurgle recovery?
That is true. I think the Glottkin being like a Loci himself, just heal D3 every hero phase
Neat.
for free, then he can heroic recovery on top of that.
And another D3, and then there's... Is it the Loci that is killing them? The one?
So they get 1 a turn, and then D3 if they're near a tree or Glottkin or something like that.
Wow, so he can potentially heal 7 this next turn coming up. That is no joke. D3, then +1?
No, it doesn't get +1. It's incentive.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But you think about it like...
Going for the disease tokens here. On
Yep.
every 4 up, it's mortal wounds.
And every 6 up on Jonathan's end is a save. That's hard to see.
James has been rolling real hot on those disease counters all game.
Woo, taking them out. Spread poppin' Nurgle's love. So, Steven, what is your preferred Chaos God?
None of them.
None of them.
Sigmar.
No, that's not the question.
Sigmar. Chaos disgusts me.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that.
But if I had to pick one, it'd be the Great Horned Rat. 'Cause I'm a hipster.
Yep. I guess if you're gonna be that way. Nurgle, this is Nurgle's a 3.0 army, right? It's interesting. Like I said, I like the disease counters, but it's like manipulating dice. It seems a little bit more fiddly than the direction GW has been going with their updates.
The overall design of it, actually, it doesn't take that long. I think it's good.
It just feels like it. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like as long as the players are keeping track of it and going quickly. It's like overall not a bad system, and I love it, and I hope they keep it. But it seems like they're trying to cut down on like the fiddliness and re-rolliness.
This is taking long time, and it's also because everything on the dock side has a warp.
Yeah.
So you got to roll your disease tokens. If you get it, you got to roll the warp.
Yeah. It's funny, viewers, if you notice, our table is slowly shifting
We'll fix it out.
to the outer frame. If you notice, the Weird Knobs dice tray has moved quite a bit. I find it comical. Yeah, we'll fix it.
Oh, wait a second.
What is this?
We removed some wounds from the Glottkin and the...
And a turn healing? Maybe?
Interesting.
I don't.
I'm not sure if he was counting down or up. Not sure if he's correct and counts up, or if he's a heathen and counts down. I'm not sure.
People count down?
Some people do.
I don't know how I feel about. Actually, no, I know how I feel, but it's nothing good.
What? Started Nurgle turn, he might just be doing Nurgle healing. That's true, but from the information we received from the Pitgrot, there was like 9 and 18 wounds respectively on those, so I don't think he could have healed that much. Unless he was counting down, which is possible.
And for those of you who have recently tuned in, like we're not really asking the players like what the status of things are. We just have our pick grot just kind of poking in, trying to see what's going on, give us intel without trying to interrupt the gameplay. Because you could imagine in this high pressure situation, like trying to play a game of this level and then being interrupted by somebody asking what's going on.
Yep,
So,
Pit Grot Jake down in the pit of Crumpin with the animals.
Yes.
We just have Jake over there kind of monitoring the game, giving us some of the play-by-play and the information that we just can't get on our own.
yeah, texting us updates, by the way, because he noticed the camera shaking. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So... All right, Glottkin looks like making a move. Looks like we're checking ranges for control. Also, some of the cool thing that you saw first game was those awesome objective markers that they had, and those are they're convenient. Some players like them, some players don't. The tiny. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Sorry, conferring with the Pit Grot. It is Nurgle bottom of 3, and he took Glory to the Grandfather.
Okay.
Which I think is just kill more.
Okay.
Kill more stuff.
That sounds like a Nurgle thing.
And I will get how many points Daughters of Khaine scored as well.
Yeah, and it looks like we got the Glottkin heading left to help support those few remaining Blood Kings in that army. You got the tiny Glottkin going up to help out the guy with his party time with all those Daughters of Khaine.
That Rot Spot is trying to get within Fly's range of all those Heartrenders.
Yep, he's just trying to help out, and honestly, this is the Nurgle game plan. Slowly bully your opponent off the objective.
Looks like Daughters of Khaine scored 3 points there.
Okay.
3 battle tactic and single objective.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a good turnaround turn for James. He's slowly moving up those southern...
Yes, correct. Glory to Grandfather is kill more enemy units than destroy them.
Is that the slug?
I believe so. Sluggy boy. It's hard to see from this angle. Let me
Yeah, I think that's Lantern. Like, this is something you hardly ever see on the table. So this is cool if that is that. And we're trying to confirm right now with our pick rot. Let's see.
It is not a slug.
Oh, I was hoping it was. Okay, so this is a heavily converted model. We're not sure.
what it is. You cannot summon Flymax.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the snail. It might be a beast of Nurgle. That
Yeah?
is true. It's a heavily converted model. So we're just gonna go in assuming it's a beast of Nurgle. Looks about the right size.
Yeah.
So.
It's a Nurgle thing. But yeah, so we're finally using 70 points, and now those Southernly Blight Lords, Blight Kings are now moving up.
Yeah, Beast of Nurgle is a good get. It's not Nurglings, so it's probably Beast of Nurgle.
Okay.
20 minutes in the round.
Yeah.
We're assuming it's a Beast of Nurgle.
I think this is gonna go Nurgle's way.
Does he have the flies? He does not have
No.
any of the.
Blight plus Goyle.
Oh no.
Are we talking demon flies or mortal flies?
I know the name of them. It's gonna make me feel like an idiot. I know what flies you're talking about. He doesn't have any of them. This list is all Blight Kings, a Glottkin, and a rot spawn, and that's it. The Blight Lords. No Blight Lords, only Blight Kings. Mm-hmm. Plague drones. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I really don't see a way for Daughters to win this.
They are up 6 because that's literally. But they are kind of running out of steam.
Yeah, and Mr. Robish always says, I either win on 3 or I lose.
Harrison, you're a Blight god. Yeah, I said it.
But what is a god to a non-believer? Oh, okay. There we go. Glottkin is getting Glott charging. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how Daughters can win this because this rot spawn is just sitting up here, using flies on these. They're all just gonna die slowly to mortal wounds.
Yep. Zoning them out more importantly.
Yeah, zoning them out from here.
The middle thing, like the Glottkin is just gonna wreck shop. The 10-man unit of Witch Elves or whatever they ain't gonna do nothing against those 5 Blight Lords. We just watched 20 Witch Elves, 10 of the Fly Girls bounce off of 5 of them? Like, what are these 10 little girls gonna do to them?
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I think there might still be a chance. Just me with my tiny smooth brain can't see it.
A snowball's chance in Texas.
He is up 6 points.
That is true. I guess we should look at grand strategies real quick. Let's revisit that, see what that's going to affect.
That is true. Unless the big man goes down, this is glad to be a win for James. Well, hardy hard, good one.
Let's see, Mr. West, his is hold the line. So battle line, of course. Like, that's.
And Jonathan is also hold the line.
A
lot of Blight King left.
A lot of Blight Kings left. Not a lot of white hair left.
That would be a pretty sick conversion, honestly.
What?
Blight Kings.
I don't get it.
Just instead of Blight Kings, you just have like Jason Harleys.
Oh. Eh.
This is going to be a rough combat for Daughters of Khaine because of the no pile-in. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
not no pile-in, you just can't pile in closer than what you were.
Yeah, and James is like, Mundo goes where he pleases.
Man, this game was close the entire time, though. It was good.
You know, I wonder, though, was it, though?
To Steven Tiny Smoothbrain, yes.
Because, I mean, yeah, like, these both players, but it's like, this was exactly the game Nurgle wanted to play.
how you play a Nurgle game.
And I think Daughters played into the Nurgle game, and because Daughters, they wanted to charge, they wanted to get that first Alpha Strike off, do as much damage, and then try to just keep up that pressure, but they never were able to really get it. Again, combats are throwing dice at each other. It's the same stuff we have seen all games, folks. So, yeah, like there's not much more we can really say other than they're just going to throw dice at each other until the round's over.
Those Blight Kings that were building up those summoning points kind of moved up. They're a fresh unit of 5. And like we said, we saw, 50 Witch Elves bounce off of a 10-man?
Yeah.
So there's only...
No, 5-man. Like that was the top unit was only a 5-man. It just completely bounced.
Nurgle did what Nurgle wants to do. They sat there, right up near you, dealing mortal wounds, kind of outlasting you. The 5-up, disgustingly resilient, is no joke.
Honestly, I think the play maybe for Jonathan was to be more aggressive and deploy 6 inches closer. Like, not deploy, but get 6 inches on the other side of the objectives and wait for Nurgle there. That may have been the best call.
Yeah, kind of let Nurgle play Nurgle game, but off objective.
Yeah, because, and that's the thing is like, if you would have ground this out off the objectives, we wouldn't see as much. Like, James, while he's lower points, he wouldn't have as near, like, he'd probably be at like 4 maybe at this point. So
I do think both of these players have played an amazing
oh yeah,
game.
100%. Like I'm not trying to besmirch either player. I'm just like, I'm looking at this now. It's just like, since we're kind of winding down, I want to talk about what could have they done differently. But again, I'm not a Masters player. And more Witch Elves getting pulled off.
Well, yeah, it looks like those Blight Kings fighting into those Witch Elves are Blood Sisters? I think the Blood Sisters are all dead.
Yeah. At this point, as far as Nurgle's concerned, it don't matter.
Now, the Glottkin is still at, I think, almost full HP.
Yeah.
We actually are going to start working on some hobby stream stuff, just to kind of hang out with everybody.
Yeah. It's a very different type of setup, though, because this is more like pulled back. Like hobby streams, you kind of like want like the overhead as well as like the close in, like paint and stuff, and also lighting is a little bit more difficult for hobby streams. I think Steven's looking around for maybe our next match. I was just saying that PE might be looking around for our next match. 10 minutes remaining, folks. You know, let me.
Eli. Finishing up the last 10 minutes of here. The players will probably start talking it out here pretty soon. Honestly, I think Nurgle will probably be able to make it up on points.
100%, yeah. Because of just talking it out, like there's no way those elves are going to kill the Black Kings and they're just going to mortal wound them out.
Yeah.
The best, I think. He can't even do. I would say the best he could try to do is retreat those out so he maintains a battle line. Mm-hmm. But the Black Kings are just going to chase him down.
Yeah. The Glottkin will just chase him down.
Yeah, like.
12 boat boys. Can't be seen within 12 inches of them. That's crazy. That's a lot of venom. Yeah, so Daughters of Khaine has the Cauldron, 3 Witch Elves, and a Heartrender left on the board, I think.
I think there's something at the very top right of the screen, too.
Top right?
Yeah, by like where he just put the token down, like go up that left diagonally, or so like right around here.
Oh yeah, there's one Witch Elf or Blood Sister right there as well.
Is that not the Gladiatrix?
No, the Gladiatrix is on a bigger base.
Ah. And she just might get knocked off with mortal wounds. Yeah, it looks like we're getting very close to scoop phase.
Who's up around? Wow. So, yeah, Nurgle scoring 5 points off of that. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Battle tactic. Going up to 12.
Yeah.
Daughters of Khaine won the roll-off, and they will be taking it.
Where? Home? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just like...
Jeff?
What?
Positivity.
Sorry, positivity, unbiased commentary.
Positivity and hydration. Those are our tenets.
All right, positivity and hydration and good vibes. I got it. I think with the way they're talking and the way he's rolling, I think they're talking it out now. I think Jonathan, his plan is, because this would be technically be top of 4, so Jonathan's going to try to figure out a way to score as many points as he can this turn, maybe try to snipe a quick battle tactic. At this point, getting all of his battle line out, I don't think it's going to happen unless there's somewhere completely missing. Paladin's going to go in probably with some attacks.
That sucks, man. Sorry you couldn't be up here for doubles. There's a lot of laughter coming from over at the doubles event, and I'm kind of big sad that I have to be here. No offense,
Yeah, it's fine. I understand. Like sometimes you just want to play.
See, instead of traveling for work and eating steak, you could be here playing doubles and eating steak.
Yeah, and enjoying the. What's the word? I was gonna say local drinks, but like, I don't even know.
There's only crickets, and it's really expensive.
Now, is it like actually expensive, or is it like Austin expensive?
It's like actually expensive. It's a college bar where they overcharge you.
Oh. I wonder, like, is there like a where adults we know better rate like you could ask for?
I don't know. Waco's a special expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a silly place. Nobody should go here. At least the hotel's nice. I'm enjoying the hotel.
The hotel is lovely.
Yeah, shout out to the crew that opened up the boardroom to let us hang out and just kind of...
They're really chill.
Yeah, like, they're really...
I asked for my room key, and they didn't even card me or anything. They just gave it to me.
Yeah, same pretty much. Like,
it wasn't even under my name. It was under Spencer's name, and I just walked up, and I'm like, hey, can I have the key to room 204? And they were like, yeah, here you go. Didn't ask me my name, didn't ID me. They just gave it to me.
Yeah, that was me. They're like, is this the last four of your credit card? I'm like, yep. And it's, I mean, I guess because I did online check-in, they were like, whatever. Like, who cares? Like,
hey, what's up, coach?
hey, it's this guy. The guy we're supposed to get some dice to somehow. You're supposed to slide into Jeffy V's DMs to get that address info to you?
Well, I hope you stick around, because I told Jeff not to talk about the next game, and I'm going to.
Oh, what? Wait, why?
Because I'm me, and you're not me.
Oh, that's fine, but did we get consent from the other player?
That's true. Oh, well, if both players consent, we will be doing Gargants versus Big Stabbas.
Yeah, I am. As soon as we saw that matchup, there was no question what was going on camera.
I think we're mostly just waiting around for final scores here.
Yeah. It looks like there's one game besides the one.
I'll be sure to let him know. I'll be sure to let Spencer know that you think he's afraid of playing you.
And the handshake.
There's the handshake, everyone. We will try to get you all the final score as quickly as possible. I think our pick route is inputting those scores right now.
Yeah. And we want to get the players, get them off the stage as quick as they can so we can get prepared for the next round. And we also have to track down the other player.
Yeah, it will 100% be a James West game. We just want to know the final score. Okay, so the final score is in. It looks like Daughters of Khaine 16, Nurgle 26.
Ooh, that's spicy. Well, that was a great game from both players.
Yeah, that was a nearly perfect Nurgle game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dice went in his favor. He moved well. He locked down what he needed to. Just almost a near perfect Nurgle game.
Yeah. The only thing I say that the Daughters of Cain player did wrong was letting their big brick of 20 at the top right get countercharged, so they couldn't get their bonus of Rens that they really wanted to do because they were buffed up by the Gladiatrix and all that good stuff.
This is actually going to be our shortest break of today. So our next round starts at 4:45.
Sounds about right.
I believe. Also, Spencer, since you're standing right here, Shocking Gamzilla said he heard that you're afraid to play him. Shocking Gamzilla? Who? Shocking Gamzilla? Who? Chance, I believe.
Meet me at Hammerfest.
He said Jeff V told him.
Oh.
Jeff V is a liar. I will grudge you at Hammerfest.
Oh, the call out from Spencer.
All right. Well,
grudge you
on
at
that note,
Hammerfest.
we are going to take a short break, probably 10-15 minutes, mainly to get me and Jeff some food and water, hydrate everybody.
Yep.
And we'll be back for
Round 3?
Chris Schelling versus Tom Guan.
If we get Chris is okay.
If we get Chris is okay. I'm going to go ask him right now. But that's who we really want to have the matchup, because Giants versus Big Stabbas would be
hilarious.
Pretty sick.
All right, I guess we'll see y'all in a little bit.
We will see everyone in 10-15 minutes.